When you think of Pidilite, what comes to mind? Glue, right? Strong bonds? But what if I told you that's just, well, it's just the surface of a much bigger, way more fascinating story. Today, we're going to peel back the label and find out what really holds this company together.
I mean, you've seen their ads, right? They're everywhere, and honestly, they're brilliant. Just look at this one for FY2026, tapping into the tennis world with a super simple, super clever line, "Love all, no breaks here." It's that kind of genius marketing that's made their brands household names. See, they don't just sell products, they sell ideas, and those ideas stick.
And hey, this isn't just a hunch we have. It's a core part of their strategy. Their own report says it all. This witty approach is designed to get people talking, to create a lasting impression. It's all about building a bond with us, the audience, that goes way beyond just the product in the tube.
Okay, so let's start right there. Beyond the famous ads, how have they really managed to master this art of conversation across all their brands?
Well, it's pretty much a consistent playbook, and it works across all their heavy hitters. You've got FY2026 always starting those witty conversations. Then there's FY2026 jumping on pop culture trends and current events. Dr. Fix-It, they bring in legends like Amitabh Bachchan for these hilarious takes on a really serious problem like waterproofing. And even for something super specialized like ROF tile adhesives, they're still using humor to teach us what we need to know. It's just a masterclass in making the practical feel personal and honestly, pretty fun.
But look, clever ads are only one piece of the puzzle. What's the actual business strategy that all this amazing marketing is built on? Let's dig into that.
Okay, so at its core, Pidilite is a giant in adhesives and construction chemicals. Their goal is pretty clear: profitable volume growth. And they're not just sitting back and hoping for it either. They are building the foundation for it with some serious cash. For instance, they just launched a massive new 5 lakh square foot warehouse in Ambala to make their operations super smooth. And get this, a One Pidilite Experience Center in New Delhi. It's a hub where pros and regular customers can connect directly with their entire range of products. Smart, right?
So we've seen how they build bonds with customers and how they build their business. But this is where the story takes a really fascinating turn. What happens when a company that's obsessed with building bonds decides to look beyond the balance sheet?
Right. This is the side of Pidilite you probably never knew about. Their commitment to social responsibility, it's not just some little side project or a box-ticking exercise. No way. It's a massive, multifaceted operation that is literally changing lives all across the country.
And the impact? It is just staggering. Through sustainable farming innovations, they've helped farmers increase their cotton yield by 153%. Let that sink in. That's not a minor improvement. That is a complete game changer.
And what does that actually mean for the people on the ground? Well, that massive yield increase translates to an average additional income of over 1 lakh rupees per year, per farmer. I mean, that's life-changing money right there, creating real, tangible financial stability for families.
Their impact also extends to the environment in a huge way. In partnership with the government, they've planted a cumulative total of 2 million trees. 2 million! That's just massively expanding green cover and supporting biodiversity.
And they're also deeply invested in women's empowerment. Just this past International Women's Day, they brought together over 2,500 women to celebrate their entrepreneurial spirit with something called the Pidilite Mahila Udami Award. That's incredible. And the work doesn't even stop there. We're talking about supporting hospitals, funding science education for over 100,000 students, training thousands in skilled trades like carpentry and plumbing, and tackling waste with plastic collection centers. Wow. It's a truly comprehensive approach to building up communities.
Okay, so a company with this kind of impact, you know they have to be thinking about the long term. So how are they actually preparing for a greener, safer future?
Get this. More than half of all the energy used at their manufacturing sites now comes from renewable sources, 51%. They've officially crossed that major threshold, investing in things like wind farms and biomass to seriously shrink their carbon footprint.
They're also super aware of how the market is shifting. The growing demand for greener products. They don't just see that as a risk, they see it as a huge opportunity. So their strategy is all about innovation, cooking up new, sustainable products and actively swapping out hazardous materials in their existing lines. Super proactive.
And they're planning for the unexpected? It's incredibly thorough. To avoid supply chain nightmares, they source materials from multiple suppliers and manufacture key products at different locations. Their IT disaster recovery plans? Tested every single year. And their emergency response plans for fires or spills? They're constantly running drills to make sure everyone is ready for anything. It is all about building that resilience from the ground up.
So, after all that, what's the big picture here? What is the Pidilite playbook, really?
It really boils down to 3 core pillars. First, building these truly iconic brands through marketing that just connects on a human level. Second, using their success to drive profound, measurable social change. And third, securing their future by baking sustainability and resilience right into their operations. But here's the really fascinating part. Those second and third pillars, they actually reinforce the first one, building a level of trust that, let's be honest, no amount of advertising alone can ever buy. Which leaves us with one final thought. We started this whole conversation with a company that makes things stick together. But what we found was a company that's dedicated to lifting people up. And it really makes you wonder, what is the true strength of a bond? Is it just about holding things together, or is it about building something better for absolutely everyone?